to talk about the educator housing project that we've been working on here in the Grand Traverse area for over 2 years, and just an awesome opportunity to celebrate all of our kids here in our region and all of our educators, and we're very thankful to have all of you here today. I do want to take a moment to recognize many important people that have been a part of our journey along the way. First, our 103rd District Representative Betsy Kofia is here with us. We have with us a representative from the 104th, John Ross, is with us as well. We have from the 37th Senate District, John Nemouz. Then also, a big part of our journey has been partners through all of the region. Want to make sure to introduce Warren Kaw from Traverse Connect that's here with us. Also, Sakira Takano from Rotary Charities of Traverse City. Also, Dave Megabeer, the president and CEO of the Grand Traverse Regional Community Foundation. As well as Ed Potus from Senior is with us as well. And Andy Cole from Cunningham Limp is with us. Thanks, Ab. And real important for me is this is not just for Traverse City Area Public Schools, but all the educators in our region. And it really started with a conversation with our partners. So also here with us, that equally partners in this, Dr. Nick Sigleric, the Superintendent of Northwest Education Services. We have Trey Debbie, the President of Interlochen Center for the Arts. And then is Mike Buell here? So Mike Buell is also a partner of the Superintendent of Grand Traverse Area Catholic Schools. So if we could also give him a round of applause. So again, it really led to a conversation about all of our entities coming together and saying what's important to have for the children in our area, and really trying to say what do we need to be able to support our educators and the support staff that help kids each and every day. And unfortunately, in our area, housing, as much of the state, but especially here in the Traverse City region, is an area that is a great need. And when you have educators that are often coming maybe fresh out of college and maybe have had college debt, while thankfully there's a lot of support through the budget that's happened through that to make it to where that's not such a burden for our educators. But our support staff, when we're looking for bus drivers and cooks and custodians and all those other people that are so essential to make school happen for our children, to be able to have affordable housing is a key thing that we need to make sure that we have. And we're so thankful for our partners, and you'll hear a lot from them today on what it takes to make that happen. But we're excited to be able to build, starting with 90 units right here next to Blair Elementary School, to be able to have those educators and support staff have a place of affordable living while they thrive as educators and help our kids. And so we're just thankful for all of you that come today, all of our partners, and making that happen. And we're so excited to be able to make sure that our kids have quality educators and that those educators have a great place here in the Traverse City region to live, work, and play. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and pass it off to, again, our 103rd District Representative, Betsy Kofia.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you, Dr. Von Wagner. Thank you, everyone, for being here today. I'm Rep. Betsy Kofia. I represent the 103rd, and for those who don't nerd out on the maps, I'll just remind you really quick, that's the 103rd is Leelanau County, half of Grand Traverse County, and a portion of Benzie County. And I'm so excited to be here with all of you today to celebrate an important step toward addressing our need for housing for educators and education staff in this region. As Dr. Von Wagner said, this is a major issue for our region. We are a beautiful part of the world. A lot of people want to live here, and one of the consequences and one of the side effects of that is that housing prices continue to go up. It's important for teachers and education staff to be able to live and settle and move here. And we are also in a region where median home prices are hovering in the $400,000 to $5,000 range. And median rent in Traverse City is $1,800 a month right now. So it is a really important piece of a much larger puzzle for us. And I know Senator Demuth, Rep. Roth, myself, the governor, we understand how important it is to the long-term well-being of our region that we are partners and we invest in access to housing in this region. So it was a no-brainer for me when John and Nick and the others approached me, Warren Call from the Chamber approached me and my legislative partners back in November-ish and really rolled out an innovative idea, something that hasn't been done yet in Michigan, this educator housing model. And it's important to me too, as someone who worked for TCAPS. I'm a proud former classroom employee. I used to volunteer as in this building right here in Blair Elementary, worked in Traverse Heights, Glen Loomis, Central Grade, and it is so exciting to be able to help bring some funding for this innovative project to make sure that educators, when they are so excited they get that offer from TCAPS or Interlochen Arts Academy or GTAX or the ISD, they can say yes and they can move here. Instead of what's happening right now, where I'm hearing from my superintendents, they make these offers, they have folks who are excited to move to the area and start teaching our kids, and then they've had to rescind those offers. And the number one reason they've cited is access to housing. We also have issues where many of our amazing dedicated educators are nearing retirement. I had heard 20 plus educators at TCAPS alone are retiring in the next year. So this again is a long-term investment in the well-being of our region and making sure we have qualified educators and staff who are here bringing up the next generation of learners. So just so excited again to be a part of this. It was a lot of advocating and phone calls and visits to Lansing and advocating with the governor, and have been thrilled to get this $5 million allocation towards an innovative project to the benefit of our entire region. So I can't thank my legislative partners enough. This was a true bipartisan effort to get it done and continue to be a part of that solution for our region. So thank you everybody for being here today. And with that, I will introduce my friend and partner in the legislature, Senator John DeMoose.
Thanks, Betsy. What a great day this is. I mean, to think that this, I love seeing something that was once an idea actually happening. I mean, it should restore our faith in the system a little bit, that sometimes good things do end up happening. And I'll tell you, the first time I heard about this project, that's what caught my attention. Recognize we're here today for one reason and one reason only, and that is because a group of people who don't necessarily always work together were willing to come together to do something great. And the first time I was exposed to this, I sat back and said, did I just hear this right? That you've got the Traverse City Catholic schools and the public schools and Interlochen and the ISD are all working together on this? If they can come together, this is important. And then I can tell you the same exact thing happened in Lansing when the governor gave her State of the Union or State of the State speech and mentioned this project. I said, whoa, this is actually going to happen. And I actually stood up at that moment, and it was one of the guys standing and clapping. I could feel some stares from my own side of the aisle saying, why is he doing this? But it's a good idea, and you were doing good work. And then Betsy and I and John Roth, we all kind of, just so you know, there is collusion going on. And we kind of divide and conquer on what we want to do budget-wise. And I wish I could take even more credit for this. I was a big advocate for it in the Senate, but this was Betsy's baby. There's no question. It was her top priority. But at some point in the negotiations, she called me and said, John, you know, I need some help. There's some things going on behind the scenes here. We need you to really engage in this in the Senate, and I did. And this is sort of how it's supposed to work. You guys coming together, us coming together, and we're going to have some beautiful housing up here. And everybody here knows that's our number one need up here in northern Michigan and probably throughout the state, but certainly up here. And we've got a lot to wrestle with. We were in a housing panel together earlier this year, and it dawned on me as we were going in there that if you were a visitor from another planet, let's say, and came to one of our city council meetings and heard, this was in February, what a desperate situation we have with housing in this state, and then got in a car and drove around and saw 70% of our houses were dark because they aren't actually used for housing, you'd say, what's wrong with these people? And we love our visitors and we love our people who have second homes, but we've got to wrestle with some of these things. And I heard a great phrase the other day that about something different, but they were talking about a series of semi-effective solutions used together. And that's what's going to get to the bottom of this housing crisis we have, is in Traverse City right now, it might be the schools coming together for this. We've got a similar program we're trying to do in Beaver Island, which we'll be talking to you about, Governor, to allow their schools to invest in some housing, because they can't find people to teach there because they can't find people to live there. We've got in Petoskey, and we toured that together, or in Atlanta, and the Habitat for Humanity has built an entire neighborhood of 44 different people, or different houses, beautiful houses. We've got businesses, cherry farmers who are actually building workforce housing. These are all different solutions, but the bottom line is it's going to take creative solutions like what you guys have come up with to make progress. And I think today is a reminder that we are indeed making progress. So thank you to everybody who worked on this, and thank you for your leadership on this, Governor.
Good morning and welcome to beautiful Northern Michigan. My name is Chandra Fless, and I am honored to advocate and work with over 400 educators as the Traverse City Education Association president. Today marks a historic and exciting day for our local community. We are thankful to so many of you that have worked diligently over the last 2 years on this critical project to build affordable housing units for the school staff. We are especially grateful for the Michigan legislators and Governor Whitmer for signing the $5 million budget for the state's labor and economic opportunity budget. This project is particularly close to my heart. As a single mom of 2 and the first in my family to obtain a college degree, I found myself working several jobs while going to school to obtain my bachelor's and my master's degree in order to provide for my family and to better our future. In 2022, when the house I had been renting was bought, I was abruptly served an eviction notice a month before the end of the school year. I was faced with being dislocated and the hard decision of whether I could continue to be an educator in Traverse City, where my own kids were enrolled as students and I had worked for over a decade. Well, I'm lucky to have found rental to be able to continue my passion in teaching and leadership for TCAPS. The overall cost of living continues to be a struggle on educators and staff salaries. My personal and professional experiences have provided insight into the struggles for those who want to start and continue their careers in education, but they face the difficulties of moving and keeping affordable housing. These challenges not only affect new and veteran staff members, it results in consequences in our community, students, and public education. Today is a day I stand before you with the utmost gratitude for this investment into our community, public education, and the future, and I am honored to be here to introduce Governor Gretchen Whitmer.
Thanks, Chandra. That was great. Thank you. All right. Good morning, everyone. I'm so glad to be here in Blair Township, Blair Elementary School, home of the Bobcats. Today we're celebrating this really exciting project to tackle our housing crisis. Right across the street is a lot that'll soon be the home of many units of quality, affordable housing for local educators. Support staff, teachers, administrators alike will all live there in the community that they serve. And I'm proud to be that the state was able to play a role in some of the funding of this project, and it came out of the Office of Rural Prosperity, a department that I established in 2022 after hearing feedback from rural communities across the state that this was a need that was important, and we wanted to make sure that we were listening and building state government that actually meets the needs of people in all parts of our state. We all know that housing prices have gone up and supply has not kept up. A lot of people, especially our educators and first responders, have simply been priced out of communities like Traverse City, and that's wrong. We need to make sure that our dedicated public servants who make so many sacrifices on all of our behalf can have access to a good quality of life in the places in which they work without being forced to live in poverty or drive hours each way just to put food on the table and to serve others. Nowhere encapsulates pure Michigan better than Traverse City. From the beautiful lakefront to a bustling downtown of thriving small businesses, this is a visitor's paradise. And it's no wonder that people from across the globe come here to experience the quintessential pure Michigan summer. Every time I'm here, I feel my heart rate decrease and the stress melt away. Too often, however, we focus on tourism and forget what really keeps this vibrant city alive, and that's the local community. You are the anchors of the community. You put out fires, patrol streets, teach our kids. You make this place what it is. And you deserve to live here without breaking the bank. So it's no secret about the housing crisis all across the country and certainly here in Traverse City. Between rising tourism and growing population, there's just an inadequate supply of units, and the rent is just too high. Nearly 60% of renters spend more than 30% of their monthly income on housing. The city needs more than 1,400 rentals and 1,800 more new homes over the next 5 years. A similar story is unfolding everywhere across our state. Low supply leads to higher rent and home prices, which prices out the middle class. And it's not unique to Michigan. This is a national issue. Housing is a statewide challenge, which is why I've made it one of my top priorities and why I talked about it in the State of the State earlier this year. We have a simple 3-part solution to this housing crisis, and it's build, baby, build. As we speak, construction workers across Michigan are lacing up their boots, putting on their hard hats, and getting the job done. In fact, there are more Michiganders working in construction today than at any point over the last 22 years. So yes, we're fixing the damn roads. I know people in Traverse City are silently cursing me under your breath.
It's going to be great when it's done.
So all I have to say is you're welcome. But, we're replacing lead pipes and, of course, building a lot of housing. This year, our State Housing Development Authority, MISHDA, is making the largest investment to build, rehab, or permit housing in Michigan history, a $1.4 billion investment for 10,000 homes without raising taxes. And just 2 weeks ago, to continue the momentum, I signed the latest balanced budget, bipartisan budget, and invested another $100 million to build even more. So I want to thank my legislative partners for your work on the budget and for helping us get this done. Since taking office, we have built or rehabbed over 50,000 units, and we're not taking our foot off the accelerator. Brick by brick, we're laying the groundwork to build up our communities, ensure that they thrive for generations to come. And some of this work is in part done because of the bipartisan work of our federal partners and the Biden-Harris administration and our congressional delegation. So I'm proud to be here to celebrate this project. It is an innovative solution to an issue that vexes communities across the country. I am thankful for the local leadership here and the leadership and partnership of our legislature. And we want to continue to build more housing across Michigan. So let's get it done for everyone. Thank you all, and let's celebrate. Come on up, Representative.
Can we get a picture with the partners?
Yep, all right, real quick. So I can run up real quick.
Those are cute too, but I was looking at your tree.
I was going to say, take call once here.
Not me.
You know what you are, and that's not it. All right.